is that I needed a Nook or an e-reader to read it all, so I had to cut it down for the sake of time here. But needless to say, those who know Jim know he's lived a great life and very active. Jim Culligan was a distinguished scholastic athlete at Monticello High School. He earned 14 varsity letters. 14 varsity letters. Soccer, track, basketball, and baseball. Among his numerous and outstanding performances, Culligan earned the New York State Section 9 Shield in track, competing in the high jump. He was named All-Do-So for basketball in the 49-50 season. On the baseball diamond, he played on the Do-So championship team in 1950, the 1950 American Legion Sullivan County championship team. Culligan was a member of the U.S. Army, who was stationed in Salzburg, Austria. His athletic career continued with great success overseas as a member of the regimental championship basketball, baseball, and softball teams. Upon returning back to Monticello after his tour of service, Culligan ingrained himself into our athletic community, both as a player and as a coach. He played semi-pro baseball with the Hammond and Cook Clothiers team in Delaware Valley League in the mid-50s and distinguished himself for more than 40 years on the softball diamond in Monticello. He was awarded the Eddie Collins Award for his efforts in the league and was inducted into the inaugural class of the Monticello Softball League Hall of Fame. Turning his attention to the youth of Monticello, Culligan coached in the town Little League baseball program for 8 years and served a term on the board of directors. As a person dedicated to both athletic and academic excellence in his community, Culligan was elected to the Monticello School Board of Education from 1972 to 1982 and served in a distinguished role as president of the Board of Education from 1973 to 1981. And one of my favorite things, Culligan co-chaired the school community field program, an endeavor started by his wife Ann and a family friend, Sonia Coney. A group combined their efforts with the Monticello Booster Club to build 3 baseball fields located on the Monticello High School grounds. The construction of those fields was accomplished using no tax money and was completed by volunteer material and labor. The current high school soccer field was built with a bond issue to complete the complex. Retired after 36 years from the New York State Electric and Gas Company, Culligan is a trustee of the William and May Morris Foundation, which provides scholarships to Monticello High School students and Sullivan County Community College students. The foundation also grants yearly donations to the American Heart Fund, American Cancer Society, CARE, and the Monticello St. John's Catholic Church. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present class of 1949, James Culligan.
Lifelong dream of mine is to have a microphone and a captive audience, and have that tonight. A couple of quick comments. I'm so happy to be in the same room with Bernie and Bill Somerville, who was a long-time friend of mine in high school as we were growing up, who used to teach me how to play a game of pool called Stuck. If you won the game, you stuck the other guys with the bill, and Bill was very good at that cue story. Chet Smith, I remember very well, always throwing that softball pitch up, a very good friend of Stanley's, and Pete, of course, I played ball, basketball, and softball a long time with him. Great to be in the same room with you guys again. And may I point out, Coach mentioned the community fields. The little lady who started that is sitting right over here. That's my wife of almost 60 years. Woohoo! She and Sonia Coney are responsible for that. Quick story about Lefty Herzog, if you bear with me. Lefty was one of my heroes. Came back after World War II and melted right back into the community and accomplished all the things that Bernie told you. But what you might not know is his family was of Hungarian descent. His father, a very dapper dresser in the real estate business. And Lefty was flying B-17s out of England during the war. And he told me this story not too long ago. He said he wrote home, said to his father, "Today I bombed the bridges in Budapest." And he got a letter back from his father saying, "How could you?" And he said after the war, it took a long time before his father and his mother settled down and realized what he had done for his country. But his mother said, "I raised 2 boys. One is a stupid kid, who jumps out of airplanes and the other one flies it. This was the type of guy that Lefty Birdseye was. He defended our country, and he came back and he came into this community, and he gave and gave and gave. So I really miss him tonight. A few words on Coach Somerville. He was the first one to recognize any baseball talent that I had, and he said to me, "You'll never be able to field a ground ball, so why don't you be a catcher?" So at least you'll have a backstop if it gets through you, and many of them did. And Stanley Crawford, in my mind, was probably one of the best natural athletes I've ever seen. Had he grown up in the village of Monticello like most of us kids, or some of us kids did, where there was a game every night, there was a game every Saturday and all day Sunday, and you could hone your skills. He was a raw talent, but he was a great talent. He modeled himself after Joe DiMaggio, and he was just as smooth in the outfield as Joe was. I want to thank you, Coach, for the honor that you folks have bestowed on me tonight. I wish the team this year the best of luck. I will do my best to get up and see you play and cheer you on. Thank you very much.
Smile for the camera.